Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I've got a def tank that I've got to replace on a 2020 Sprinter. On this one I have a couple of fault codes. One is for AdBlue Consumption Too Low and the other one is for a leak was detected in the AdBlue system. So I've checked the system for leaks, I've checked the injector at spraying the correct amount, and on this one we have an issue with our pump in the AdBlue tank. It has some internal leakage. So please like and subscribe for more professional how-to Sprinter videos, and let's get started. Thanks. This is our new def tank, also known as an AdBlue tank. I have a pump that I use to drain the AdBlue tank out with. If you're doing this at home, I'm sure you don't have this, so this is something that we have to do here at the shop. We have to empty those tanks before we can send them back.
Dave, I guess you can read these two different ways, right?
Yeah, there's two different lengths on there.
Yeah, the front number is the width. This way, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that's right.
Bucket set up here. Get me a zip tie. Gonna loosely put a little zip tie on there so I can hold that hose in my bucket. Up over here. Oh yeah, we gotta go for it. Let's get this grill off of here. 3 screws in the top, T20Fs. Grab it at the top corner, and at the bottom corner, and just pull that out. It pops right off like that. Turn the wheels to the left, and I can get access to those push pins. Okay, this is where all the push pin clips are for the bumper. Then I need to take this one out. This one, this top one, and then this one more that's facing straight up right there. Right there. And then also, I'm gonna take this one out and this one. A little snap-on clip remover. Just little plastic push pins like that. Get my headlight on there. Some of these push pins can be in there pretty tight, especially those top ones. Get out of there. There we go. bottom two. Going to come over here to the passenger side, do the same thing, get these all out. I'm trying to get these out and be able to get it where you can actually see what I'm doing. So I'm trying to Ray Charles it there, get that clip out. There we go. See if I can find that clip there without looking at it. Is that it? No. Where is it? Is there? There it is. Is that it? Yeah, I think that's it. Man, that thing's in there good. Come on. Golly. Ah, there we go. Alright, get the bottom two out there. You need to take your ambient temp sensor, just unplug it out of the bumper right there. These two screws right here. Had a little caffeine though. I'm a little shaky here, so nope. There we go. That's my T45 on my electric ratchet to get those two bolts back in the front of the bumper there. That's what that looks like. Once you've got all your plastic clips out, just grab this corner of the bumper right here and just pull it to, and that unsnaps that whole slide. Just do the same thing over here. Set that over to the side. Now we're going to take our headlight out. It's just 4 bolts. T30 tip torch. Unplug your headlight, pull this little red tab back, and then push it down. Yep. Okay, once you get your headlight out, you got these 2 hose connections to take off. This one's got 2 little green push. You push in, comes off like that. For the other one, I've got this tool here, 1 3/8, 34.4 millimeter. You take this tool, you can slide over that, and that'll unlock it. And that sucker is always hard to get off. What you can do is spray some penetrating oil on it. And if you have compressed air, you can blow that penetrating oil up in there on that seal. That helps me get that loose. I'm gonna turn my wheels to the right. I can just push my fender liner back and prop it back on the rack right here, but you can prop it back with anything you've got on hand or tie it back with a little bungee cord or something like that. Okay, down here on the back side of your DEF tank, the wiring harness secures with a clip, and the hose for the DEF line or the DEF injection line pops in a little clip right here. So you just want to get that out and then unclip that wiring harness from there. Okay, down on the bottom of your DEF tank, you've got your electrical connections and your injection line connection. Right here, this DEF line and this electrical connector clips in right here. And unclip that. Unclip that. And on your injection line, you've got these green. You push those in on both sides. Kind of rock it back and forth a little bit. I mean, twist it. Don't try to bend it back and forth. Just twist it like that, and that'll come off like that. Now we gotta unplug this and then unplug these two connectors. Just get a pocket screwdriver, pop that out. Pop that out. Alright. Now we're disconnected. Now we have a 13 bolt back there. Right there. And we have a 13 millimeter bolt there. And we have that 13 millimeter bolt up there. Since I've got my vehicle up on a lift, I'm just going to use a long extension. And a 13. Take that out. All right, I got the 13 millimeter bolt off. This one up here, I just took that out. I got to get these other two out on the other side by the frame rail. This is probably not going to look real elegant, but And get under here. How do you turn this thing to get it out of there? There we go. Okay, here we have our AdBlue tank out. Okay, let me put this new tank in. Here we got our new tank. Let's see how easily we can get this up in here. This just takes patience and the ability to turn something all kinds of different ways until it goes in. Then you just want to make sure you got all your hoses and wires routed correctly and get some bolts started up in there. Get my socket and my extension. Put the bolt in there. Oh, crap. There we go. Okay, get a bolt started back here. There we go. Now, let me work on this back one. There's a hole in the fender liner you can go up through to get to that bolt hole. And there we go. Right now I'm just going to reconnect all my electrical connectors. Pull that little plug off. The AdBlue line just presses on there and snaps on. Just want to make sure that snaps in place and locks on. Clip your AdBlue line back in there and reattach that clip for your wiring harness. Back here on the back of your tank, reattach your wiring harness. Snap that back in place. Now we're going to put our headlight back in. Just going to plug it back up. Push that little red clip back in on your connector. Get my screws. I like to get them all started before I tighten any of them down. I do most of the time anyway. And now we're going to set our bumper back on. You just want to make sure your fender liner is tucked in behind the bumper. And then there's a groove on the edge of the fender that the bumper snaps into. So you're just going to get it lined up in there. It snaps back into place in that groove. Just got to get it lined up correctly, and that'll snap back in place. Now we just put all of our clips back in and put the screws back in. Just lines up, snaps in at the bottom, on the sides. All we have left now is just all the plastic push pins. All right, tools that I used to do this job. I used my 3/8 snap-on impact, a long extension, a 13mm socket. I've got my snap-on electric ratchet with a Torx T45 bit. Got my clip removal tool. This one is a Matco. And I've got this quick release tool. I got it off Amazon. This one is 1 3/8". I used my snap-on electric screwdriver with a T25 bit and also a T30 bit for taking the headlight out. I used a bungee cord to hold the fender liner back. I used some various lights, including my headlight, which comes in very handy. This one is from Milwaukee. And also used some Kroll penetrating oil to help free up the connection for the fill pipe. And this is what I used to do this job.